Oh my god, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be trying to make Roxanne Wolf, or Roxy, or whatever the hell you want to call her, from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. Now, here she is. I don't know why my voice just decided to not work during that intro clip, but that's okay. Anyway, with that being said, enjoy the tutorial. Maybe I'll have better luck in the rest, and I will catch you on the flip side. Here are all of the materials you'll be needing for this build. Not really too many, but a lot of concretes. Alrighty, and the space you need for this is a 26 by 21, and the materials you'll be needing to start off are crimson stairs, crimson planks, polished tough stairs, polished tough slabs, purple concrete, black concrete, cyan terracotta, and I guess we'll go red concrete. I'm not really sure what to go with particularly. So, I'm so dumb. Starting from the front right-hand corner of your 26 by 21 grid golf, if you made it, you want to start by counting left by 3 and back by 1, and you will place a crimson stair here facing to the left. To the left of it, you'll place a crimson plank and then a crimson stair facing right. From that end stair, you'll count left by, what is the number? 7. And forward by 1 and place a crimson stair here facing left. Left of that again a plank, and then left of that again a stair facing right. So those are her toenails. Each of the feet are the same, just you will notice they are obviously a little bit different in position, but that's just fine. You want to take each of those crimson things, whether it be the stair or the plank, and bring them back with 8 polished tough. Just like this. And then on the left and rightmost rows, you will end up starting by placing a polished tough slab on top of the frontmost polished tough. And then behind it, you'll place 2 polished tough stairs facing towards the middle of the foot. So you'll kind of have this going on. In the front middle polished tough, you'll place a polished tough stair facing forward, and the rest of the foot will just have polished tough an additional row. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. Just like this, you should have some feet. There you go, there's your Roxanne feet. So, do I want to call her Roxy or Roxanne? I feel like Roxy makes more sense. Anyway, we have a weird pattern going on here for the... What even are they? The, like, leg? The stockings, almost? I don't know what they are. We're gonna make it... I guess I'll kind of explain it. So, the legs take up the back 3 by 3 of the feet. So I'm just gonna place a 3 by 3 of purple concrete on each one. Actually, I'll just do the left for now. Just do the left, because the right side, or her left foot, the leg is slanted a little bit. So, yeah. That actually doesn't end up changing. That is just fine. So it's almost like a squiggly line. Basically, I'm going to start by saying you want to bring the foot up with 6 additional rows. So, you know, I'll just mark it with red concrete. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's essentially a squiggly line of purple that is on each side of the foot, or on each side of the leg, I guess. And it's going to create these little black concrete, like, almost corners. The corners basically become black concrete. So if you take this leg here, you'll take the right block, go up with 2 purple, left 2, up 2, right 2, up 2, and then left 2. And so you'll see you'll have this shape, and basically where the gap is on each of them is where the squiggle will not start. It'll be on the opposite side. So you'll do here, 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 and kind of like this almost. It's hard to explain, but, and then again, you can see here with this remaining one, this will be the black concrete here, so you'll have the purple on top, and then it would be black concrete here, here, purple in the middle, and then that should be all just purple, and then black concrete here. Am I doing this right? I sure hope I am. And then the top should be all purple, and then I'll just fill this in and kind of show you what it looks like. It looks like this, essentially. Now, I'll just show you another side. On top of this, you'll have on the rightmost front block a black concrete, and on the frontmost left block a purple. Behind the purple will be 2 black, and vice versa. Behind the black will be 2 purple. In this kind of joint block here in the middle, it will be a gray concrete. So you can actually get rid of your crimson stairs and get out gray concrete. And you'll just place one essentially above where the hole in the middle of the... Whoa, that is trippy. The hole in the middle of the leg will be right there. For the other leg, again, it's the same thing. However, you have to worry about the slant in the leg. So I'll give you the block for block, sure. Starting from the front, it'll be, again, this third row. Purple, full row purple. Then we'll go right to left. It'll be purple and then 2 black. Next row is 3 purple. Next row is 2 black and a purple. Next row is a gap of 1 and then 3 purple. Next row is a purple and then 2 black. Next row is 3 purple. Next row is a black and then a purple. And that's the top. And so, again, you're doing the same thing, where basically I would take the end black concretes and bring them, except for this top singular one, that one doesn't apply. You'll bring each of them back with a black, and then you'll end up placing a purple here behind those, and then go across the back of the leg with 2 black, and then just connect back forward. It's a little weird. It's really weird. I know I'm explaining this terribly, but I don't know how else to explain it. And the rest will end up being purple. Just making sure that you do follow the shape here, and then at the top row, where you have this, it'll be a purple and then a black behind it, and a purple, I think, on the back. Yeah. So you should have this. Here's what it looks like from the back. And then from the front, it looks like this. Again, at this kind of corner block here, it's not actually in the middle this time, where it was last time. It's shifted to the left a block. It'll be a gray concrete right there on that purple. Now it's time for the top half of the legs. We'll start with the right side, I guess, since that's what we were just working on. You want to take this gray concrete and place the cyan terracotta on top. Again, it's her left leg, but it's the right side. You'll bring that cyan terracotta out on each side by 1 to create a plus shape. And then you'll bring that plus up an additional row and extend it kind of out on the corners to have a 3x3 to work with. Bring the aforementioned 3x3 up with 3 rows of cyan terracotta. And I'll fill in the middle even though you don't have to. You'll then bring that up an additional 4 rows with cyan terracotta, but it's shifted left a row this time. 2, 3, 4. So you essentially have the same 3x3 going on again, just shifted in. Nice. From the other side, it's a fairly similar thing. You'll take this gray cyan terracotta on top, out on each side by 1 to create a plus. Bring the plus up a row and fill out the corners to create a 3x3. And then this 3x3 will be brought up with 7 rows of cyan terracotta. So they should be the same height. The legs are also shifted. You'll notice that kind of plays into effect later. The fact that they aren't perfectly in line. I don't even know if I did it intentionally or not, to be honest. It just kind of happened. So yeah. Now, what you can do is, I want to make sure I'm on the front here, which I am. You want to take the top left cyan terracotta here. And you will place some red concrete up diagonally forward from it by 1 like this. You'll then go down diagonally, right 1, down diagonally, right 1, right by 2, and then up with a black concrete, right by 2, then up with a red, right with a black, back diagonally, right 1, back 1, still with black, then back with 2 red, then back diagonally left with a red, then down diagonally left with a red, left 1, down diagonally left 1, left 2, up diagonally left one, up diagonally left one, then forward diagonally left by, I think 1, yeah, and then forward by 3. You may do this next step however you choose, but you basically want to end up filling in the kind of, I guess, underside of this in with gray concrete. The way that I do this is for the, I guess, top row of it, like the highest point of what we just made, you'll have 3 rows of gray kind of sticking out of the sides of it, like this. And then the middle 3 will be down a row in the middle. Kind of like this. So, this is going to be a fun one to explain, isn't it? Surely. We'll start by kind of getting more of the black concrete situated. We don't need to place necessarily all the black concretes to create the shape, because the hand will cover a lot of it, and I also don't feel like breaking her hand just to see the shape. Anyway, from the right side here, you have these 4 rows, or this row of 4 here on the far right. Back block will be a red concrete, and then you'll have black concrete in front of it for, I guess, the 3 blocks. We can do the whole 3. Then at the front here, again, you can't really see any of this, so it doesn't matter, but what you can see is, on this row of 3 black at the kind of base here, the middle one can be brought up with a black concrete. Then from this point, I'll end up taking that black concrete and just extending it all the way left with red concrete until it touches, and then just bringing that down. And you can also fill in actually the back the same way with just all red concrete to almost flatten everything. Additionally, the far left row can be all red concrete here, this row of 4. And then moving in by 2 blocks on both the left and the right, you can just place some more red concrete. Again, it may be black here on the front right, but who's to say? I certainly am not. I believe it should be, but like, again, it doesn't matter. Get rid of your crimson planks, I guess, and get out a block of coal. And what you want to do is, almost on top of this whole thing, you'll place block of coal. There is kind of an exception here, and I guess I'll explain it. On the left and right, you'll just place block of coal on top of the middle 2 blocks, and then from there, it will go forward diagonally and backward diagonally inward by 2. So these little corners are just staying, but this row of 4 here in the middle, or I guess that's 5, that's not 4, you'll also place block of coal on top of, like that. It's kind of hard to differentiate the block of coal and the black concrete, but you know, that's the shape you should have anyway. I feel like you can get rid of the block of coal. Maybe not, actually. You know, you can get rid of, though, the gray concrete. And get out clay. There's normal. Well, what's the clay item called, then? Clay ball, okay. I just had to, like, process that information real quick. Inside the diagonals here of the block of coal on both sides, you'll just place cyan terracotta, kind of creating these little C shapes. Like so. You'll then bring each of those cyan terracotta blocks up by 3. This shouldn't be too bad of a tutorial, and it's probably going to be easier than those guys. In the middle at the front specifically, you're going to just place what should be 4 rows of clay connecting the cyan terracotta. You'll then bring the clay up an additional row, and then take the middle 3 clay from there and bring them up 1 more row to kind of create this shape. Or not kind of, to actually create this shape. At the back, you will just connect these cyan terracotta together, these bottom 4 rows, and leave it at that. Because next is her little upper shirt. I guess it's kind of a bikini, but is it? I don't know. I don't know what I want to call it, you know? Regardless, you want to take these cyan terracotta here on the left and right of the clay and place a red concrete on top. Bring the red concrete out by a block, and then up by 3. From the bottom red concrete of that row of 3, you'll place another red concrete forward diagonally in by 1 with a black concrete inside of that. You'll then go up diagonally in from those with another black concrete and then place 1 in the middle to connect. From that row of 3 black concrete, you'll bring the middle one up by 1, and you'll bring the left and right ones up diagonally out with the black to kind of create this shape. She's got like these stars and stuff around. I don't particularly know what they are, if they are actually stars or not, but you know. Anyway, you'll take the, I guess, sticky outy reds here, that's what I'm going to call them, and you'll bring them up by 2. You'll then go up diagonally in by 2, and you should just connect together with a block, and then fill kind of all these gaps here in with red concrete. And voila. It still is kind of missing some shape, which we'll get to in a second. But first you want to take those, I guess, backmost red concretes, which are these, and bring them up diagonally in by 3. They're kind of just going to follow the shape of the shape below us. And then again, you'll connect together. We're still missing some shape, though. So what I'll have you do here is at the sides, you'll take this bottommost kind of out red concrete and place a red concrete behind it. This should end up sitting on top of the cyan terracotta here. And then from that one, you'll go up diagonally. I guess back with a red, actually. Up diagonally up would work as well, but we're going to go back. Because you'll then bring that back red concrete up by 2. And then take that whole row of 3 and bring it forward by 1, but it also is going to be shifted up a row. Like so. You'll then take that back lower row of 3 and bring each of these red concretes back diagonally in with another red. From this point, you'll connect together along the back, which should be flat with the back of her body, which is the cyan terracotta. Just like this. And there's her, I guess, the rest of her clothing done, kind of. I guess she does have the arm sleeve thing. Sleeve? What the... Words. Anyway. You want to take the... Now, from this point... Not the frontmost row of the red thing, but the second row back, which is this row. I'm stuttering so hard. You'll take the outer reds and bring them up with 2 cyan terracotta. Then go in 1, up 1, and in 1. We're kind of starting to get to her shoulders, but not quite. You'll take the rows of 3 red here on the sides, the uppermost rows, and just place 2 cyan terracotta on top. And then we'll go up diagonally in by 1. It kind of is debatable what you want to do here, because we have the shoulder frames that'll stick out, so. And then you'll do the same thing on the backmost row of red concrete. Just make sure it's 3 cyan terracotta instead, so they end up lining up. And then on top of the full back red concrete row, you'll place 3 rows of cyan terracotta. And then you'll place a 4th row with 1 block taken off either side. And there's her body. It looks kind of weird without the shoulders, I'm not going to lie, but there you go. That's actually not bad for 17 minutes. We're zooming through this. Maybe that's me. I might be zooming a little too much. My bad. We'll start with her left hand. I think that's within reason. So, off of her left shoulder. Her shoulder pads? Whatever they are different on either side. So you do have to keep that in mind when we're doing this. However, you want to bring these 2 cyan terracotta each out with 5 red concrete per block. You'll then take the rightmost row and you'll place red concrete on top. Bring the back red concrete to the left by 3. And then on the front row, either going left to right or right to left in front of these particular 3 reds, you'll place a black concrete, red concrete, black concrete. Off the front from this particular row of just the 4, you're going to place a row of red concrete forward diagonally down by 1. But in between where the blacks reside will be a black concrete on this front row, like so. On the back, you'll do the same thing, but it's just all red. So it's just a row 4. Nice. From this point, let's make your arm. Although first, I want to kind of get rid of some things in our inventory so we can get out other materials. You need to get rid of really all 3 of the polished tough things. And you want to get out waxed, weathered, cut copper slabs, insane. And I guess to start her head, magenta concrete. And, ooh, what are we going to go with here? I guess blackstone slabs. That's a fair point to go. So, underneath the shoulder, you want to take... How do I explain this? If you find the leftmost row of the shoulder frame, you'll count right by 1 and place cyan terracotta here. You'll place another row of 2 to the right of it like so, and then bring each cyan terracotta down by 1. Roxy's arms are kind of built in cubes, which are just all 2 by 2 by 2s. So what you want to do is you want to place another cube below that. Just shift it to the left a block. So it'll be here like so. And then you'll do the same thing again. Shifted or below it and shifted left a block. From the bottom of that, you want to place purple concrete off of the front row below it. You'll bring the purple concrete on the left forward by 2 and on the right forward by 1 and then with a black. The middle of that row, or the middle of that can be brought down with purple like so. And then kind of coming off of the arm here again on the right side, you'll place 1 black and then 2 purple. Off the left, it'll be a purple, black, purple. We're just going to do it this way because I find this easier. You'll then leave the back row open, and on this next row on the right side, you'll place purple, black, purple. And on the left side in line, you'll do 2 purple and then a black. Next row, again from the right side, leaving the back block open, you'll place 2 purple and then a block of coal. And then on the left side, you will place a black, purple, block of coal. Yet again, leaving the back block open, you'll place block of coal and then cyan terracotta. The cyan terracotta can be brought up a row, and then that top row can be brought to the left and right by 1 each. You'll place another row of cyan terracotta on top of that, and then bring that whole 4x2 back an additional row. For her little fingies. You want to start from the leftmost block, and we're just going to go across the front row here. On top of this leftmost cyan terracotta, you'll place 3 clay block and then a wax weathered cut copper slab. The next one over, you'll place a cyan terracotta with a clay in front of it, down with a clay, and then down with an upside down waxed weathered cut copper slab. Right another row from this, you'll place 3 clay up and then a cut copper slab again. And then rightmost block, you'll place a cyan terracotta on top with a clay down diagonally forward by 1. And then left of that, you'll just place a right side up copper slab. And there's her, like, peace sign. I really struggled to make that, but that's kind of what I got, so yeah. Right arm time. From either of these 2 cyan terracottas, you'll do the same thing. These topmost kind of inner ones, you'll place 5 red to the right regardless. Take the leftmost 4 blocks and bring them forward and backward an additional row. And then you'll again take those leftmost 4 rows of those 2 middle rows and bring them up with a red each to kind of create this shape. My explaining is for some reason really bad today. I don't know why that is, but you know, we're getting somewhere. Same thing, this arm is also made of cubes, but it has a very different pose. You can kind of see over there, I'm spoiling it. Just to the left of this rightmost row of red, you'll place cyan terracotta. Another row to the left. Bring that whole thing down a row. And then this time it's going to be down diagonally back and to the right. Now to do this, you're going to have, basically from the back right-hand corner of that previous cube, you're going to place 2 cyan terracotta down. You'll bring those 2 right, and then each of those 4 back by 1. And then you'll do the same thing again, to where it'll be kind of back diagonally right. So from this corner again, it's going to be like this. Below the front half of that, specifically the leftmost cyan terracotta, you'll place a black concrete with a purple below it. Bring that black and purple each forward by 1, and then extend. And then from the, I guess the back, you're going to place a purple to the right here with a purple below it. And then in front of the top purple, you'll place another purple, and then below that one, you'll place a black. So you have this, essentially. This is also kind of made up with cubes, but it's a little bit weirder. So, if you take the bottom left purple here, you're going to place a purple left, then a black in front, purple to the right. Below that, you will place a purple at this back left, purple in front, black to the right, and then purple behind. And then yet again, from this corner, you will end up placing, from this purple, a block of coal to the left, Bring it forward by 1, and then right with a purple. And then yet again, underneath, each of the block of coals is just another block of coal, and then right of each of those is a purple. From the back top block of coal, you'll place a cyan terracotta. And then you'll bring it down by 3. That is more than 3 that I just did there. So close, though. You'll then take the bottom 3 cyan terracotta and bring them forward an additional row. And then from those cyan terracotta, you'll place 2 clay going forward diagonally left from each. Bring each of those front clays left by 1, and then left with a waxed weathered cut copper slab, my favorite block in the game. From the top cyan terracotta, you'll place a clay block to the left. Bring it forward diagonally left with a clay, and then forward diagonally left with a cut copper slab. And I'm actually noticing you can see this, but the blocks are red. That's crazy. So this black concrete is a red concrete. Noted. I don't know why I didn't seal that better. But anyway, there's her body. She is kind of missing something important, though. It's her hair, obviously. No. We'll worry about the hair last, I guess. Although she will look really weird bald, but that's okay. And probably we won't even end up filling in the back of the head, because why would we? The first step is going to be to come to the top of her body and just fill this in with cyan terracotta. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier, but whatever. Then behind this top row of red concrete, you'll place 2 cyan terracotta behind each one. That should just be sticking up like so. You'll then end up placing a full row of clay on top of that back row of cyan terracotta that extends to the left and the right by 1. Take the outermost clays and bring them forward by 2. Then down diagonally forward by 1. Sorry, reading is hard. And then forward diagonally in by 1. And then you'll just place a magenta concrete in the middle like so. From the backmost clay blocks here on the side, you'll place a clay on top, and then you'll go back by 2. You can fill in these backmost 2 rows with clay on the, I guess, underside, and also do the same with the, I guess, yes, the frontmost row that you can. It'll be these kind of 2 clays here. So this is what you have. From the backmost row of 3 clay, my chair keeps squeaking. From the backmost row of 3 clay here, you'll take the frontmost clay on either side here, and you'll place another clay up diagonally forward by 1. You'll then bring it forward by 2, forward diagonally in by 1, and then place a magenta concrete in the middle again. She's kind of missing her teeth, but we'll worry about that later. You will, on top of the magenta concrete here, place a clay with a black stone slab on top, just so we have that now. And then you'll take that clay and bring it back diagonally out on either side by 1. Then go back by 1, and then back diagonally out by 1 again. Just for the hell of it, you can also take those clays and bring them back an additional 1 there, and then just fill in this top with clay. That looks weird. That looks so weird. On the sides here, you want to take the kind of... There should be a very noticeable gap here. You see kind of where her jawline follows. You'll end up having at the very back this little 1 block space. You'll place a cyan terracotta inside of it and then bring it out by 2. Again, this is on both sides. You'll then go up diagonally out with a cyan terracotta from that, and then in by 2 to kind of fill that out. You will then take that innermost cyan terracotta and extend it up by 2. In diagonally up by 1, and then you'll end up connecting together. I broke a block. She then has a sick visor, which you're going to split down the middle with cyan terracotta, which should connect into the clay. We're getting there, trust me. It does take some time, but we'll get there. Now what you can do is on the sides of where the eyes are, which is this kind of top portion, You'll place a row of cyan terracotta and extend it up an additional 1 from those rows of 2, like so. You'll then end up going up diagonally in with a cyan terracotta and connecting together. You'll end up bringing that back an additional row, that whole thing, at the top. And then you'll go back on the very back here and kind of copy the original row. So you'll place the 2 cyan terracotta here at the bottom, and then you'll go up diagonally in by 1 and connect together. You don't need to split where the eyes are, because it just doesn't matter. Also, from that back row, you'll take those rows of 2 cyan terracotta and bring them down by 1. You'll then go down diagonally in by 1 and connect together. The only other thing we need to do for her head shape is take these little tufts that stick out on the left and right and just extend them back by 2. Just so they kind of fill in the rest of the gaps that we have. And nice. That still looks weird because obviously she has no hair, but again, we'll get there in a little bit. That'll probably ironically be the longest part of this tutorial. Or unironically, I guess. Pick your poison. So, where do we go from here? I'm going to tell you to get rid of your red concrete and get out andesite walls. And then we may end up clearing our inventory after we do her ears, just because it makes more sense. From the 2 rows at the top here that stick out the most, you want to take the backmost row and place a cyan terracotta on top of the left and rightmost cyan terracottas. Bring them up diagonally out by 2. And then down diagonally out by 1. You'll then go down 1, and then down diagonally in by 1. And fill in these little ear holes in with andesite walls. On the left ear, you'll take the kind of row of 2 cyan terracotta here on the left, and you'll place a black stone slab off of each side of this top block. There's one on the other ear, but we don't have the materials for that yet. One more thing before we clear inventory. The little tufts again on either side. Just from the top clay block of the snout on this back block here, you'll place an upside down black stone slab kind of outside of it. Then going out from that, you'll place a normal black stone slab, which is again kind of down diagonally, but it's on the same block, so. And then you'll go actually down diagonally in again with an upside down black stone slab. That still looks cursed, but again, we're getting there slowly. From this point, it will only get harder, which is always good to hear, isn't it? You can clear your inventory and get out. Sorry, I just had a moment. Nether brick fence. Purple slabs. Cherry slabs, which we'll just also use for planks because it's easier. Polished deep slate slabs, which I totally forgot on the original list. Pointed dripstone. Sea pickles, which are so goofy. Again, another one you're not going to catch me using very often. Aren't they in items or are they in nature? Oh, no, they are in items. I just saw them. And then what else? What else? We'll go... Can we do the eye materials? We'll get out cherry trapdoors. Lime concrete. And we may just end up calling it there because there's really nothing else we can get at this point. Because the only other things we need are for the eyes and hair, and we're just going to do those pretty much at the same time. So, we'll start with the right ear here, and I guess the kind of tuft of hair up here as well, just to get it out of the way. From the right ear, or I guess her left ear, you want to take this top cyan terracotta on the row of 2, and do the same thing you do with the black stone slabs with the purple slab. Just kind of bring it around town. For her eyes, we're going to just do this out of the way, get this out of the way as well. You'll place cherry trap doors on top of the clay here on the bottom, and then in line with the tops of the eyes, you'll place upside down cherry slabs. For the tuft of hair I've been talking about, you want to take the direct center of the head and place a lime concrete just above this cyan terracotta here, kind of in the middle of the eyes. You'll go up diagonally, right one, and then down diagonally, right by 2. Just behind this row, starting from the same point on the left, you'll just end up being up a block, which is fine, but you'll place 4 lime concrete to the right. And then you will go down diagonally right by 2. And then down by 1. I am filling in this block here just so it's all level, but that's not really a huge deal. I guess what is a huge deal, though, is behind where I fill that in, I'll place another line behind it. It should just kind of tuck under the cyan terracotta ear, like so. And then from the backmost row here, you'll kind of just, I guess from this leftmost lime, you'll break the cyan terracotta behind it and replace it with a lime. And then you'll have another lime up diagonally right from that. Starting to get there, starting to get there. Slowly. From the eyes here, you'll actually take the outer kind of up cyan terracottas here above them, and you'll place another brick fence. So I guess it's directly above them, I should say, like so. Again, explaining is just not there today. In the mouth, this is where things get a little bit weird, I would say. This clay block on either side, this kind of singular one that you see with the cyan terracotta above it, you'll fill in line with it with just cherry planks at the back. In front of that top row of planks, you'll just place upside down polished deep slate slabs, which should end up being a 3x3. And then in front of this bottom row of planks, you'll place a row of cherry slabs. You go down diagonally forward with a row of planks, and then forward from that row of planks with another row of slabs. From the tops of the, or from the top of jaw, you'll take the clay either side of the magenta concrete and place the pointed dripstone below it. And on the bottom, it'll be these kind of singular blocks. It's just behind the row of 3, and it's out of block. It'll be these two, which have pointed dripstone on them. Every other bottom clay block, or I guess the magenta concrete, will have sea pickles on it for teeth. And it works pretty well. Clear inventory and get out to finish Roxy. Smooth quartz blocks, yellow concrete, and black concrete. In either eye, you can come to the back to do this. It may end up being easier. In the inner kind of corner, bottom corner, I guess, you'll place a black concrete. Just, it is a block back, and then off of each side of the black, you'll place a yellow concrete. In the remaining corners, you'll place a smooth quartz block. There you go. She is kind of missing something important, though. So let's get on it. This is the fun part. This is symmetrical, however, though. However, though? That's a sentence. So if you do want to kind of just build half of it and then structure block it, you totally can. I think I did that originally, but I don't really know. You want to start by taking the backmost kind of row of cyan terracotta. Here, this row of what should be 5, and you'll place 2 rows of smooth quartz blocks just on top. We're going to go row by row like we usually do for these things. I guess, how do we go about this, though? Do we go, like, left to right, or do we do, like, circles? We'll just kind of get a baseline here. So we'll go up diagonally back with a row of smooth quartz from that. Bring it back a row. And then bring the middle 3 back an additional block. And so what we're actually going to do is we're going to look towards Roxy's, like, back. And we're going to say that is backwards going towards her. Just to make this a little bit easier because, you know, most of it will be from this perspective anyway. So, yeah, we'll do row by row with the way that we kind of have it right now. So what you want to do is you want to take the top smooth quartz blocks and you'll go down diagonally out by 1 from either side. Then you'll actually go down diagonally out again. And then you'll go down by 2. Then go down diagonally out, down 2, down diagonally out, and then down by 4. Then, I guess from that point, you'll go down an additional 2, actually. And then you'll go down diagonally in by 2. You'll then go down 1, down diagonally in by 2, and you should just connect together. That doesn't look weird at all. If you don't care about inventory or block management, you can just fill this in with smooth quartz entirely. I'm actually going to. I think it'll make this easier to kind of understand if we have a plane to already work off of. We do have to work 2 ways from this, by the way. This is not the furthest back and also not the furthest forward, so yeah, we'll have that to deal with. But anyway. We'll start by working forward to get the bad stuff out of the way. So, you will end up taking the rows of 5. I guess the backmost row of 5 from our actual thing, but the closest to what we just did. And you want to go down diagonally out by 2. Sounds like it's kind of familiar, doesn't it? Or do we only go down diagonally? We totally went only down diagonally out by 1. I'm a genius. You'll then go down by 2 from that. And then out by 1. And then down by 6. You'll then from this point go down diagonally in 1. Yeah. Down by 2. Down diagonally in 1. Down 1. Down diagonally in 1. Down 1. And then down diagonally in by 2. And again, I would recommend just filling the whole thing in, although you can just kind of, as we do each row, fill in the blocks that you need, but I don't particularly find that is helpful. It's just getting the whole thing filled in. Thankfully, we won't have to the next row because it'll be covering the back of her head, so we'll just have to kind of fill in around that. Oh, Lord, this is fun. Certainly tight. Certainly tight. Anyway, from the next row forward, it'll be kind of almost the last, but not really. You'll go, that's so descriptive. You'll go down diagonally out by 2. Again, that time it's actually familiar. And then you will go down by 4. Down diagonally in by 1. Down by 2. Then down diagonally in by 1. And down by 5. Down diagonally in 1. Down 1, and then down diagonally in 1 for the middle. And I'll just fill in underneath the head from this point, because there's no point in doing anything further. Then from this last row, you'll take the clay, essentially, on the top of her, I guess, bottom jaw. And not quite behind it, but a block down as well, you'll place a smooth core. So I guess down diagonally back. And then from that point, you'll go down diagonally out from that smooth quartz by 1. Down by 4. And then down diagonally in by 1, and then just fill in the middle. And that's kind of the front side of her hair done. You can see we're starting to get the shape that we want. Obviously, it's not perfect, but it's something. Heading back to the flat side. Oh my god, that looks weird. You want to take this top middle smooth quartz of this row of 3 and count down by 2 and place a smooth quartz moving towards you from that. You'll then go down diagonally out 1. Down 1. Down diagonally out 1. Down 1. Down diagonally out by 1. Down by 4. Down diagonally out by 2. Down by 3. And then you'll go down diagonally in by 3. 1, 2, 3. In by 1, and then down diagonally in by 1. And again, fill in the shape. This kind of looks like a teardrop. Huh. I didn't do that intentionally. It's funny. It is nice that we have the symmetry, though, going. Ah, I knew that was going to happen. It's always something, isn't it? Yeah, that totally looks like a teardrop. Weird. From this point, you'll then take the, I guess... You'll take the center, or you'll find the center. And you want to trace it down until this row of 5 here on the left and right. And you should be in the middle of it, where you'll place a smooth quartz block in the top center again. And then from that block, you'll go down diagonally out 1. Down 1. Down diagonally out 1. Down by 2. Then down diagonally out by 2. down 1, then down diagonally in by 2, in 1, and then down diagonally in 1, and yet again fill in this shape. They're getting smaller at least. We're almost done. Honestly, not as bad of a tutorial as I thought. Statues are usually certainly something. Anyway, from this point, you're going to do the same thing you did with the row of 5 there, but it's going to be for the row of 3 on this one. So you see, here is the row of 3, and you'll just find the middle and place a block. From that block, you'll then go down diagonally out by 1, down 1, down diagonally out 1. Oh god, I didn't place that block in the right spot. I'm so smart. And then you'll go down by 2. And then this is where things get a little bit fun. You'll go down diagonally out by 1. But then from that block, you'll just connect them together with smooth quartz and then fill in this shit. So you have this. You can see we're starting to kind of hit where it curls back up, which is good. The next row is actually very peculiar. It's, again, the row of 3 on this one, and it's the middle block, and you'll place a smooth quartz. You'll bring it down diagonally out by 1, then out 1, and then you'll go from those end blocks down diagonally in by 1 and connect together, and then I guess fill in the middle block here. And then from that, you'll take the middle 3 blocks of the row of 5 and bring them back by 1. Then you'll take the outer blocks from that row of 3 and bring them up by 1. Then those top blocks be brought back by 1 and connected together, and then the middlemost smooth quartz can be brought up by 1. And bam, that's Roxy's hair. And once you've done that, ladies and gentlemen, that is your Roxy from Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach complete. She doesn't have her like piano, by the way, not because I didn't want to make it. I just thought that the pose worked better, and I thought about like leaning it against her or putting it on the ground or something, but I just didn't worry about it. She is kind of an odd one out though for that. But yeah, that being said, thank you so much if you guys did enjoy this video. Have a fantastic rest of your day or night. Then I will see you on the next one. Peace.